Hello, hello, hello. Here we are. Day 3 of Rule of the Waves. Don't mind me while I just sit here and enjoy my time here. I hope you guys are having a good one. I hope you guys have been enjoying in Rule of the Waves. Let me get chat so I can be typing in chat because again, we have a 2-minute delay. So, we is typing in chat. So the match you're going to be watching right now is Rage, aka Corn Pop was a bad dude, versus QB. Alright, we're going to put this here. Nope, why is that? I want my chat there. Okay, I dig that. And then we'll have this here. Okay, dope. Alrighty then. So, round 1. Again, we talked about who it is. It is a best of 5 series. This is the winner bracket final. Loser of this goes on to the losers bracket final to face Reinstall. And then that person comes back in round 3 and we have grand finals. All of these are best of 5. We will see how they go down. So the map choices are as follows. We got Pacific Islands Epicenter, Typhoon's Eye Domination, Haunted Seas Domination, Chain Epicenter if we get to it, and then Loop Domination if we get to it. Looks like we're just about ready to go, though. We're seeing some Alvaro de Pazan. We're seeing some Henry, some Napolis, Colbert, Kremlin, a Montana from Golden. change it. There we go. Updated the title to say finals. Getting right into it, here we go. All right, in your blue team, we have Corn Pop. Oh, never mind. We got the wrong map, apparently. All right, false alarm, false start, penalty on the flag. The big Hunter King se acuerda de el época de los L4. I remember when they dominated. I would like to see L4 come back and face his Rage team, though. Alrighty then, your blue team, we have Rage, aka Corn Pop was a bad dude. And in the top, we have QB. QB going for that 1 DD, just one lone Summers. Meanwhile, it has one gunboat to do, to deal with. Some would say it's the lightest of cruisers. As Steve runs into the rock. Don't worry, Steve, we caught you in 4K. Looks like both teams are kind of avoiding the cap for the most part, just letting the DDs kind of do it. Unfortunately, they only have 1 DD, so they really can't contest anything. Small in spots the Summers, both of them immediately smoke up. There is semi-armor piercing, huge damage onto the Summers, sitting at half health already. Of course, that was a Columbo salvo. That shit does hurt. Looks like we got ARP Yamato pushing in. Smallin took a heavy hit from Lord knows what. I don't even know. Meanwhile, things over here got Napoli gangbanging on this Henry right now. It's a lot of damage coming out from those two boats. Definitely going to be a little bit dangerous for them. Buffalo's sitting at half health, though. But Henry looks like it's going to be the first to go down, and down it goes as well. Though the points lead is huge. But there's still quite a bit of time to make that up. We'll see how it happens over here. Austin ends up taking down Christopher Colombo. San Martin's going to be taking down the Napoli eventually. How much health is it going to have to give up, though? Already sitting at a quarter health. Stalingrad takes down Napoli. Down that thing goes, but there's a Christopher Colombo lurking that would really love to slap that San Martin. Definitely going to have to be careful. Yep, heavy hits there. Summers eats some torps, and now as well as the Stalingrad. Stalingrad does get flooded, and it uses that damage control. Both parties smoke up here. And the Smallin takes down the Summers. Only 3 people remaining here on the side of QB, of QB. Stalingrad getting rushed by this. Look how fast that thing's moving. There come the torps. One set. The other set. And that is all she wrote. Remember, this is a best of 5 series, though. Getting on into the second match. We have a couple changes on the DD. We got a Druid change from that Summers from QB's side. There is also a Black Shimakaze. First Shimakaze I think we've seen, at least I've seen.
Action stations.
Alright, your blue team, we do have... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cough. We do have Corn Pop was a bad dude. And your red team is QB. Your DD matchup is as follows. Smolland versus the Druid. Meanwhile, down south, Black Shimakaze versus Kleber. Honestly, Shimakaze does not want to fight that Kleber if it can avoid it. Interesting play from QB to not have anyone but the slowest ship go to A. That's going to really reduce the incoming points by what could be enough. Immediately, I missed it. Kleber torpedoes the Black Shimakaze and is going to get away with it. Steve came down and robbed the bank immediately. Straight immediately. Moving on north, because that battle there is done there. Besides ARP Yamato getting Austined a little bit. Austin is going to have to be careful because it is a quite squishy ship. Smolland kind of hugging close to this middle island. Druid's just keeping that bow in, though. Sap Brown's going into Buffalo, taking a huge chunk of health. Christopher Colombo is definitely a boat you do not want to play around with, especially if you're lightly armored. That thing does slap. Meanwhile, up north, we got torps coming out between both Napolis and shots just ringing out. Looks like the Salem is actually doing a great job kind of hugging close to that island, but able to get its guns to bear onto the Napoli. A lot of damage coming out. Salem does have pretty good DPM. It is a Des Moines with a superhero. Meanwhile, Steve takes down the San Martin very quickly. And pretty much they're going to roll this side. They're going to get punched in the mouth up north now. All Yamato can do is burn to death and run. Now Buffalo coming under concentrated fire. I'm assuming the Napoli has gone undetected. Now Kleber has also taken down the ARP Yamato. A straight up clinic from Steve. And here comes the cavalry. Christopher Colombo now pushing up. Sitting at a quarter health, but they're going to win this match. There's no shot that they're going to lose this. Napoli takes down Queen Bee, or B.O. Oh, not B.O. It was, what was it? Shambi in the Buffalo? One of the cruisers got whacked. Unfortunately, Austin is missing its shots there onto the Druid, but down goes Colombo. Did his job tanking everything they could possibly tank. Meanwhile, Kleber is opening up onto Napoli. Probably can switch over to AP and start hitting that nose, which he does. And down goes the the Napoli. Steve sitting on 4 kills. They didn't give him the Kraken, unfortunately. pretty much QB just let Steve do whatever he wanted. He was the big bad man there. Got away with murder multiple times. 4 times to be exact. Damn it, I wanted to talk shit. Alright, moving on to game 3. They could 3-0 him. With a performance like that, it's looking like it might happen. I'll look to see if there was any changes.
General quarters.
So there is a change on the side of Corn Pop. They did bring out the Superior, which is a Venezia. Meanwhile, it looks like they swapped out the Shimakaze for a Smalland. And we'll see how they play this. Looks like both DDs are going to the side of B. It looks like they're kind of overloading that side in hopes that they can get the enemy DD down and kind of run away with it. We'll see if they're able to do it. Kind of a bold strategy. Alright, looks like opening salvos are out. Torpedoes are out. Smallin barely misses one of them. Torps out. Onto that Columbo. We'll see if Columbo starts turning in, and he does. He's going to take reduced damage. There are only like 2 of them. Does not get flooded. Very fortunate for him because that thing does flood pretty quickly. Unfortunately, Napoli blocks all the torpedoes from Superior. Superior also using that sap onto the San Martin there. Black Christopher Colombo takes down the Smallland. Honestly, they really need to push harder. Though, Golden's going to have a great shot onto the Druid, which is going to be quite unfortunate for Druid because he cannot angle to all of them. He smokes up his bow in, but gives that broadside to... Oh, I'm waiting for it. There it is. Oh. Decides to aim it at the San Martin. Interesting, but does a great amount of damage. San Martin's looking very hurt. Down goes San Martin. And they're pretty much doing whatever they want again. Unrestricted. Bunch of bad people here. Right now, they're QB's boogeymen. Getting away with everything and now encircling like a bunch of sharks that they are. And it doesn't look like any of them are close to going down. Maybe Smallland, but he is undetected. And down goes the Druid from the Colombo. Completely dismantling this QB team. Heavy hits onto the Yamato. Yamato does not have much longer. Does he get a flood there? Yup, Napoli is flooded. But Christopher Colombo does go down, but Yamato soon follows. Napoli's doing whatever it can to get someone else down. But it's pretty much over here. They get 3-0'd. Now we're just waiting on our invite over to the losers bracket. So what we're going to be watching here eventually. Let me pull this bad boy up. Alrighty then. So round 2 is going to be losers bracket finals. So what we're going to see for the maps, it's Blue Front Domination, Friar's Lantern Domination, Loop Domination, and if need be, Chain Epicenter, and then Typhoon's Domination, or Typhoon's Eye Domination, if need be. Who knows? And this is going to be between QB and reinstall, throw, delete. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at chat right now.
Action station.
Alrighty then. Down south in blue you have QB, and up north in red you have Reinstall. Currently your DD matchup is as follows. Kleber and a Smallin versus a Druid and a Summers. Looks like QB has decided to go back to that Druid, or not Druid, Summers. I could say, you know, they're probably shying away from Black Shimakaze again. Looks like Reinstall is definitely splitting up their team a lot more. Whereas QB's more heavy on the left side over here. That could be good. That could also be quite bad. Looks like the fights haven't really started. Looks like we got some torps coming in here. Small is going to easily dodge it, though. It's going to be a 4-on-2 down here. Meanwhile, these people down on the left need to really push their advantage. Summers barely dodges that salvo from Black Colombo, but now has to deal with a Napoli with that rapid reload up. Does nail them. Now all that's left down south is a Napoli. They're going to start making that push towards C. Heavy hits from the Henry onto that Napoli. They're pretty much going to make short work of it. Right now, Napoli's all it needs to do is just put as much damage on these ships as possible. Torps out onto the Yamato. Did use a damage control, but I don't think it is up yet. Literally all I can see. I can't push further than this. So you got Smallin versus the San Martin down here. Yamato does not have much health left. Did the bat turds go off though? Currently, the points in favor of reinstall. But they are flipping all the caps with about 1:30. Not going to be enough. They're going to have to get some kills. Kleber takes down the Stalingrad. Oops. Colombo takes down the Druid, but he was going to eat a Torp anyways for his troubles. Now there's just one lone battleship left. And Reinstall takes game 1.
General quarters.
And the start of round 2, here we go. QB in blue, and your red team is Reinstall. Looking like we're having a swap on the side of... Did they swap? Or were they running Daring? I can't even remember, to be honest. Daring heading to the top cap over here. It's going to have to contend with a Smollend. Meanwhile, you got a Yamato and a Colombo backing it up. That's going to be very terrifying for that Daring if he gives up that broadside. It's looking like it's going to be a 3v4, possibly. Colombo's in position to support both sides, to be honest. Austin takes down the Stalingrad, but goes down immediately himself. They clap back with the answer. Currently, QB has control of 2 caps, so they do have the points advantage, but it's not by much. Daring launching Torps looks like it's going to be down the throat here Or down to butt, I guess, since it's the rear of the ship. But those are going to miss. Cap is now being flipped in favor of reinstall. Meanwhile, up north, Napoli, sitting at half health, is going to have to use that smoke to try to get away. As the Yamato and the Napoli on reinstall's team have crushed it. Small is sitting at a quarter of its health right now. But Druid isn't much longer. Let's see if these shots hit, and they do connect. Down goes Druid. I repeat, down goes Druid. Now it's just two ships down here. You got Colombo and a San Martin to defend against. Henry, Smallland, and Black Colombo. Meanwhile, up north, Cap has flipped in favor of reinstall. And we got a little bit of a gunfight breaking out between the DDs. One firing high explosive, the other one using armor piercing. Smollen's first to smoke up, then Daring proceeds as well. Oh, did he turn back into it? Yes, he did. Smollen does turn back into the torpedo. Does get a flood. Has not used a damage control, so that... Okay, there it is. There's the damage control. Yamato sitting at full health, just waiting. Kind of a staring game. Who's going to blink first? Meanwhile, down south, Black Colombo has taken control of B-Cap. Points is very close. Somehow they outnumbered them, and that is not the case right now. Heavy hits. Let's see. Is he going to be using armor piercing? He is using armor piercing. Does almost kill him right there. Whose secondaries are going to get to work there, though? Yup. Down goes Queen Bee in the Christopher Colombo. But Doozy is not far behind. He does have a permanent fire. Meanwhile, Derry's making a move right now. Firing all guns. Let's see. There goes. Are those going to hit? I don't think those hit. I think he should have let them just a little bit more. Yep, all of those. Oh, one hits. Does get a flood, of course, because, you know, one torp equals a flood every time. Never fails. Does have a permanent flood on him right now. Yamato is going to be going down eventually. Napoli sitting at a quarter health. Smollen sitting at a quarter health. And so is the San Martin. Smollen's kind of just watching them right now. They don't get the cap. They just undo it. Interesting. I wonder if that's a misplay. Smollen ends up going in front of Napoli, blocking them so they can't retreat. Currently, Reinstall has the lead. It is 2-0 right now. If QB loses this next match, they are out of the tournament. They are fighting for their tournament life now. They have to win the next 3 to move on to get that rematch against Rage. Also, while we're waiting in chat, if you see Army Vet plays guitar, give him a lot of love. That is my first sub. He's been with me since the beginning because he loves me. Even though he doesn't want to admit it, he loves me. Alright, moving on to this is round number 2, but game 3 of round 2. This is loser bracket finals. Whoever wins this set goes on to face Rage in the grand finals.
General quarters.
Hello? Okay, there we go. So in blue we have QB, and in red we have Reinstall. Reinstall just needs to win this one match to move on to the grand finals. Meanwhile, these guys need to win the next 3 to move on. So they are fighting for their tournament life. Let's see if that changes the way they play at all. Alright, for our DD matchup up here, we have Daring versus Druid. I want to say Druid has an easier time if it's just a 1v1, but there is a Henry supporting as well as the Yamato. But Druid doesn't have to worry about getting anything on its flank right now. So contesting right now is just fine. Does have a Napoli for support, which of course the secondaries can do work. Meanwhile, on the far side over here, we got Smallin versus a Summer. Summer's already taking a quarter damage right there. Soon to be on half health. If those shells hit, and they do not, does get out of there. And in the left, I can barely see what it is. It is a San Martin. Is going to start firing at the Smallin. Smallin's going to be at half health. It's going to have to get out of there. Good hit onto the small. Not enough to take him down, though. Austin is sitting there. Oh, we got torps onto the San Martin. Does get a flood. Austin eats a torpedo as well. And a bunch of damage there. But San Martin is probably going to go down because there is a Napoli shooting at him as well. I don't think the Colombo has shots on him. Meanwhile, back on the right side, Darren coming on fire from the Druid. Not much that Darren can do. He is literally just shooting at a bow in target. And the Druid does have really good guns. Somers just sends a bunch of torpedoes heading to the Napoli's way. They do not have the range. Though the Yamato does end up capping B. Currently, QB has control of all the caps. Yamato's about to get a shot onto that Henry. Possibly. Is going to eat one torpedo. Yep, eats one torpedo, sitting at a quarter health and on flooding, but does use the damage control kit. Daring is now opening up on him as well. Druid's probably going down, and down he goes. Yamato ends up taking down the Druid. First kill of the match so far. Heavy fire coming in on the San Martin. Unfortunately, it looks like, yep, does not have the range. Austin does not end up getting the San Martin. Daring pushing into the cap is going to have a battle with the Summers coming up real soon. We'll see how it plays out for them. We have torps coming in on to the Colombo. He's gonna eat one, but does a great job dodging the rest. Currently, the points in favor of QB. They're up by 120 right now. So QB manages to hold on just a little longer. Oh, Ryan. You cracked me out, dog. Yes, we are moving on to a game 4. All right, moving on to our game 4. Here we go.
General quarters.
All right, there we go. Moving on here. Our blue team, we have QB, and in red is reinstall. QB needs to win the next 2 to move on, while reinstall just needs 1 more win. First off, let's look at the empty ocean for Golden, because, we know he loves that shit. But up here, we got Daring and Smallin slowly creeping in. Meanwhile, Summers and Druid are steaming full ahead there. Looks like we got a little bit of a stalemate here. Smallin does get spotted, so Druid is now opening up. Oh! Columbo bitch slaps the ever-living crap out of that Smallin, leaving it at a quarter health. Looks like Druid's going to take two torpedoes so far. Does get a damage control for the troubles, though. Looks like more torpedoes coming in onto Druid. Does manage to dodge them, but is going to take some salvos in from that daring. Meanwhile, on the left, Buffalo looking very hurt on the side of Rage, or on the side of Reinstall. Columbo ends up taking down the Druid. Honestly, QB's paying a little more attention to the caps, but the scores are dead even though QB is down one ship. They do need to get control of these caps back, though. Unfortunately for some of us, it has very, very slow torpedoes. We got some down the line shots going. I guess that was for Yamato, but Yamato does not fall for that old gag. Columbo does have to use a damage control, though. Currently, Reinstall sitting 100 points up. About 130 to be exact, but whatever. In control of two of the caps with 1:26 to play. Oh man, I got hiccups. Honestly, though, if they get some of these ships down, it can really change it, though. Daring's very hurt. Columbo takes a hefty hit. And Reinstall moves on to face Rage. QB gets knocked out. And onward we go. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh out loud like that. I just got an email about student loans. Meanwhile, I never went to college, guys. I'll tell you right now, if Matt plays Zhao, I will follow him and no one else. No one else will get love on this one match if he plays Zhao. I can't spell. Bro, there's no shot they pulled this like this, bro. Only for deposit. I'm like wondering what is going on right now. Alright, apparently we're watching all DDs. Alright, game one is all DDs. Interesting.
General quarters.
Alright, this should be a quick one just because of the amount of DDs that there are. What? Alright, so they're completely abandoning this cap. We'll see if they realize what's going on up here. Looks like Torpedo Soup heading that way. Looks like Cabras is making its move, finally, and is going to be pushing into C. We'll see if they can take that cap. Meanwhile, down south, we got torpedoes heading out. Those actually might look good, though. Especially if Z-52 is going to stop right in front of them. It's probably going to eat 2 of them. 1, 2. Yup, that is correct. I don't think Z-52 is ready for the gangbang that's about to happen right now because there's 4 DDs coming up on them. Z-Solaris is going to try to make it, but is going to eat a torp right here. Marceau takes down the Z-42. That is the first kill of the game. Caps in favor, though, of reinstall. We'll see how it ends up, though. Kleber takes down the Z-42. Probably doing it to troll me. I wouldn't put it past them. And that was a pretty quick match. And we have Nathaniel playing the Zhao. We are just going to be following him. I don't care. All right, you guys can get mad all you want. But we going to follow the Zhao because it's in Rule of the Waves.
general quarters.
Right in your blue team right here, we have Corn Pop was a bad dude, and in red we have Reinstall. But we're gonna take it all the way over here, where Nathaniel is running that Zao. All right, so the Zao is going to be opening up with HE onto the Henry. See if we can get some fires going. Is he going to get torps off? Oh, sadly, he's going to eat one torpedo. They've pretty much pushed the Henry back off the map. What a great play of the island right there. See, look at that Zao AP just slapping. Come on. Finish him. Get him. Oh, the Kleber gets it, of course, because Steve is the boogeyman. And here comes Nightmare Fuel onto the Christopher Colombo. We'll see what happens here. Chooses to shoot at the Zao, but the Zao ends up living. We have torpedoes out. Oh, unfortunately, he hits the whole fucking island. Oh, man. But look at that damage, bro. You cannot tell me Zao's not good, bro. Look at the accuracy and the damage that just went out onto that small end. Unfortunately, the Zao goes down. That is its run, but it deserved better. There was a little bit of a little misplay there, a little suicide misplay. So we're gonna have to move on to a different ship. Unfortunately, Zao did not last long. Napoli's probably going to be able to take down that Colombo. Oh, never mind. Currently, Corn Pop they have about a 320 point lead. All Red has to do is just run. That's all he has to do. Austin takes down the Napoli. Belvin. So, what we're at in this. Currently, Corn Pop is up 2-0. We witnessed Nathaniel completely torpedo an island. In 4K, this man was caught. Alright, moving on to game 3.
Action stations.
Alright, in your blue team, we have Rage, aka Corn Pop was a bad dude, versus Reinstall. For Reinstall to win this whole thing, they need to win the next 3 games. Incomparable coming out. Okay, dig it. No floods, unfortunately, for them. Fortunately for Sung. Currently, Captain's in favor of Corn Pop, but we'll have to see. Because it looks like Darren is going to be pushing B. Nope, maybe not. Very close. That should just scrape the side of him. Oh. 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 Small end living with nothing. Never mind. The Austin does get the small end. Currently about 140 point lead right now. Looks like they're pushing at the same time. A little simultaneous push. And Christopher Colombo does not shoot at any of these cruisers. Aims at the DD. Buffalo's going to go down. Meanwhile, they're all going to gangbang onto Doozy right now. Unfortunately for him. Torp's coming out. DD Torp's coming out. San Martin takes down to Daring at some point. And I'm just going to go ahead and say congratulations to Corn Pop again for winning Ruler of the Waves at the 3-minute mark here. Are they going to hit them with the overwhelming victory for the final match? They literally have 2 minutes to kill them. Torp's coming in. Flooding. Fires. Hugging the wall. And down goes Napoli. So yeah, that was Rule of the Waves 19. There you have it. Rage wins again. Is there anyone that is going to stop them? Is there anyone? But congratulations to Rage. They played very, very well. I don't think they dropped a single game. But congrats to everyone that participated as well. I'm just going to hang tight real quick. Wait, what's going on? Alright, apparently you're getting a bonus match. Stop it, he's already dead. We're gonna leave. Alright, maybe I'll just... Okay, there we go. There we go. Typing is hard. Alright, into this bonus match.
Action stations.
So, alright, we got a Smallin versus Steve over here in the Vampire 2. Summers versus Smallin. We'll see how things play out. A lot of focus fire coming onto this Vermont right now. We got Torps coming in as well. Or is he gonna? Yeah, he's gonna eat those. He's gonna blop 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 blop. And the Vampire 2 ends up taking down Vermont, the boogeyman himself. Baba Yaga strikes again. And they get the overwhelming victory. So there you have it, little bonus match. Well, I want to thank you all for coming and joining me for this little adventure that we had here. I hope you guys enjoyed Rule of the Waves. But yeah, until next time, everyone. Y'all have a lovely, lovely